Here's a secret. I'm addicted to my phone, and I'm not proud of it. The more I thought of it, a better way of describing it is not really phone addiction, but rather an unhealthy relationship with my phone. Sometimes I'll just watch one video on TikTok, and because of the algorithm, I'll be down this rabbit hole of endless scrolling. 30 minutes go by and I'll still be there. Sometimes I'll be walking around and I'll instinctively open TikTok. I'll watch the content, and then right after, I'll probably forget the exact content that I just watched. Because of all this, I initially wanted to try using a dumb phone for a week, but I realized that that wasn't realistic. Our smartphones are incredibly useful tools in our lives, from helping us navigate to any place in the world, to finding a place to eat based on people's reviews, to staying in touch with your loved ones and family. So I don't want to completely eliminate this tool, nor do I think it's a very realistic long-term solution to completely ditch your smartphone. The fact is that we're stuck with these devices, and for this past week, I decided to implement some small changes to improve my relationship with my smartphone, see which ones stick, and hopefully I'll have some longer term habits I can use to maintain a healthy relationship with my phone. It's been something I wanted to do for a while, and I've been watching a lot of videos about this topic, and one recently caught my eye, and that was by Peter McKinnon. In his latest video, he was talking about what his home screen looked like. Hold on, let me just show you real quick.
Consuming less, creating more. What's on my iPhone? That's it. Literally, that's my home screen. One app drawer, one swipe over. I'm gonna teach you how to do it and why it's working in this video. First, let me introduce.
So I definitely encourage you to watch Peter McKinnon's video, but effectively what it showed was a very minimalist home screen that he said helped him a lot with using his phone more as a tool and more of as an accessory to his life rather than something that consumed his life. So needless to say, I was very intrigued, so I started off this week by doing something similar, just like Peter McKinnon. And this is my current phone setup. It's pretty bad, but let me just run you guys through it. Here's my phone right now. I know it's an absolute disaster. In the past week, my screen time was around 4 hours and 30 minutes on average. So almost 5 hours a day. That's really not good. You can see TikTok around 2 hours a day, Google Maps, I'm not gonna count Google Maps, that was probably a road trip or something. YouTube, hour and 15 minutes, Instagram, 55 minutes. I've seen a lot worse, but I've also seen a lot better, and so I'd love for this to be around, 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. That would be the most ideal. So. Basically, what I've done is just kept apps that I use a lot in this little tray down here. And I've kept these widgets because I actually use these on a daily basis and I actually find them very useful. You probably saw how messy and cluttered my old home screen was, and you can see here it's like kind of crazy how minimal it is. So I'm gonna be testing this out for the next week, see if it is bogus or if it actually works. And yeah, we'll check in throughout the week and let you guys know what my thoughts are. All right, it's the end of day one. It's exactly 8 p.m. right now. Yeah, so far, I really like it. It's nice to look at such a decluttered screen, and so I've also added a couple more apps into this little tray at the bottom. For example, I added my keyless entry into our apartment building and stuff like that. So, slowly adapting this to suit my needs, but yeah, so far so good. So about halfway in, I realized that while this was a very aesthetically pleasing change, it wasn't enough to get the change that I wanted. I didn't have the discipline to not go into the app library and still search for the apps that kept me distracted and provided that very quick dopamine fix. So I wanted to remove access to these dopamine triggers because I knew that I couldn't trust my own discipline. So I actually stumbled across a couple different methods that were pretty common in online forums like Reddit or other YouTube videos of people trying to do the same thing. And these two habits actually helped me reduce my tendency to check my phone even more than the home screen. All right, so quick update. Today is Wednesday, October 19th. It's 10 p.m. right now. Today I'm at 4 hours and 20 minutes, but my weekly average has still been around 5 hours. So I've really been enjoying this interface, honestly, but for people who are still pretty attached to their phones, they'll find ways around it, right? It doesn't add enough friction to the process, and so I'm gonna look at some other methods to implement. It's basically halfway through the week, so I'm curious to see how things shake out over the course of the week. My goal throughout this is to be like as honest and open and transparent as possible. Let you guys know over the end of the week like what has really worked for me and what hasn't, so that hopefully you guys can also learn from this and also help yourselves if you think that you could use your phone a little bit more intentionally. All right, so today is the end of Thursday and I'm with this guy about to take him to the dog park. Yeah, so the main two things that I think I want to try implementing is number one, trying out my phone in grayscale, so black and white, which I've heard through a couple people like Nate O'Brien and other people like that. They've said a lot of great things about it. Pretty intimidated because I think it's definitely going to be something to get used to. The second one is I'm going to turn off more notifications and just get rid of as many notifications as I can. All right, go be free. $8:20 right now, Thursday. I am going to go ahead and start with my notifications and go through them. Yeah, like this random credit card, I have notifications on. Coinbase, I'm gonna turn off notifications for every social media app. I'm gonna turn off email notifications as well. All right, so notifications are basically all off. And now we get to do the fun part where we get to change the color. God, this is gonna be terrible. All right, we're here. We're at color filters, grayscale, boom. All right, let's do it. This is pretty crazy. It feels like I'm reading an e-reader. Like, the apps just look very unenticing, as you can see. So, yeah, excited. This is gonna be good. I've also deleted some apps, like for example, I've been using Be Real. And while it is entertaining, that is a guaranteed notification that comes once a day, and you have to keep the notification on, like that's the purpose of the app. I think the cost of having that notification ping is pretty jarring and intrusive, so I've actually gone ahead and deleted the app. Hope I don't come back and get FOMO, but I think it's a small price to pay for better productivity. So grayscale, no notifications except the essentials, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. $0 degrees, baby. I noticed while hanging up the posters that a shortcut would be nice to turn on grayscale. You can actually do that in accessibility shortcuts. When I press the side button 3 times, everything will go grayscale. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, good morning. Today is Saturday now, Saturday morning. It's around 11 a.m. Woke up a little bit late today. I can't focus if the house is messy, so we're not gonna have a super productive day. I think I'm just gonna dedicate some time to get back into a routine, get my life together. Sunday, which is tomorrow, I'm gonna go do some hiking, check out a trail, hopefully bring the camera along, maybe practice shooting some cinematic shots. So that'll conclude it. Things are going pretty well. I still stand by this black and white. It's a little depressing, but I think it works really well. A lot less interesting to scroll through social media. So I've made my phone default black and white. Of course, there's that toggle. I try to use it as little as I can. If I'm editing some photos or I'm doing something where the color is actually needed, then I'll just quickly toggle it on. But yeah, otherwise, it's been going really well. So.
Oh yeah, and we're dog sitting this beautiful beast today. And Bo, you guys know him, but he'll be here for the whole weekend.
Continuing to not use my black and white phone that much, so that's good. And yeah, I think game plan today is head out to the Dubose area. It's always been an area that I've enjoyed a lot of cool cafes, nice parks, things like that. Take it easy. But yeah, tomorrow hoping to do some hiking in the Marin County area. And after that, we'll wrap up the whole week and see what my final thoughts and takeaways are. So let's go. Estate sale. Should we go check it out? We're gonna check out this estate sale, because why not? Oh, and they'll let you know when there's a estate sale? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thank you. So back home, and I actually managed to pick up something from this estate sale, and it's this Minolta 50mm lens. It was $25. I was able to get it down to 20. Aperture blades work. When I saw it on the shelf, I knew it was a Minolta lens, and I actually happen to have two Minolta film cameras. I actually do have a Minolta camera. I have two actually, but this is the one that I usually use. Minolta X700. This is a Minolta X700 camera, and it has a 50mm lens on it already. This one is the 50mm 1.4. This one's really nice. I think this is worth a little bit more than the other one. But we can go ahead and see if this one at least works. Line up the dots, twist, and boom. There's our new lens that we just picked up for 20 bucks. And yep, focuses fine, nice and crystal clear. This is definitely a win. It's a beautiful, beautiful lens for the Minolta film cameras. In really great condition, honestly. I might keep this just as a backup lens. Definitely can sell it if I need to. And that OG Minolta cap is super cool. So I'm glad that I stopped by because got this beautiful lens, honestly. So definitely a win. Sadly. So after this week, I think one of my main realizations was that all of these changes are just a small step in a very long journey, maybe potentially lifelong journey of maintaining a healthy relationship with your phone. Scrolling on these apps, they provide this very instant dopamine hit that I think has affected my ability to focus on some longer term activities that have a delayed gratification. So an example would be reading, right? Like if you encounter a boring section of a book, you can't really scroll to just like hit a more exciting section. Like my ability to focus and read has definitely taken a hit over the past year. But yeah, I think it's definitely affected our attention span and our ability to focus on things for a long time. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. That being said, I don't think I can eliminate social media completely from my phone or my life at this very moment. I'm working on some passion projects and some other things that require either using social media to promote a brand or using social media to keep up with other brands in the space. But yeah, I'm actually super curious if anyone is watching this video that also either uses social media as part of their projects or their jobs. Like, how do you maintain a healthy balance of social media having to be on your phone, but maintaining a healthy relationship with it? I'd love to learn. But yeah, I think overall we should be pretty careful and more so cognizant about the amount of time we spend on our phone and whether that time is valuable to us or whether it's just distracted time. This is just a small step, like I said, and I will definitely continue to reflect these habits going forward and maybe even incorporate some other ones into my life as they come. If there's anything I missed or you have any other tips to share, please feel free to drop them below. And otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.